Hey gamers, JRenzo10 here. Today I'm going to be doing something a bit different than usual. Instead of just playing a random game and making funny edits, I'm going to be ranking Sonic the Hedgehog characters from the most evil to the pure good, which you probably know from the title and/or thumbnail. Before I begin, this is inspired by 1UP Binge, another YouTube channel, but this is not a copy of that. I will have different rules, characters, and rankings. Speaking of rules, here they are. Rule number 1, a character must appear in at least 3 mainline Sonic platformers to be on this list. Sorry, Team Hooligan. Rule number 2, a character must have the mental capacity to make their own decisions to be on this list. So no badniks, because they are literally soulless robots meant to kill Sonic at all costs. Rule number 3, no crossover characters. I guess Rule 1 kinda covered this already, but I'm not including characters who appear exclusively in Mario vs. Sonic, or like Steve from Minecraft. There are a few exceptions to these rules who I'll point out along the way. Also, just a warning, this video contains multiple references to games rated everyone 10+. I doubt I have any viewers under the age of 10, but just a warning. With that out of the way, let's get into the ranking. Starting off with the most evil character, who happens to be our first Rule 1 exception. The gold medal of evil goes to Mephiles the Dark from the controversial 2006 Sonic the Hedgehog game. So why is he lower than any of the other villains? How could he be more evil than the main antagonist, Dr. Eggman? Simply put, Mephiles is pure evil. He craves pain, death, and destruction. He only cares about himself and Iblis, and he only cares about keeping Iblis alive so he can create more destruction. For a specific example, he killed Sonic just so he could make Princess Elise cry. If that's not evil, I don't know what is. Next, we have another one-off villain who breaks Rule 1, Black Doom. Black Doom is an alien invader from the Shadow the Hedgehog game. You know, that one that gave our favorite edgelord a gun? That was weird. Anyway, Black Doom's goal is to enslave the human race and feed them to his larva. You maybe think he's just trying to save his race, which would be true if he actually valued the lives of his larva, which he doesn't. So essentially, he's trying to end an entire race just because he feels like it. That's evil, and truly worthy of the silver medal of evil. For the third most evil character, we have Infinite from Sonic Forces, and yes, he breaks Rule 1. I promise this is the last one for a while. A great antagonist in my opinion, but god, that game was awful. Anyway, Infinite is sadistic, cruel, and probably insane. He feeds off pain and decides to spare the Avatar, not that Avatar. He decides to spare the Avatar just to see the fear in his eyes, and continuously torments the protagonist throughout the game. He's not higher than Mephiles and Black Doom because he has any redeeming qualities. It's simply because the others are more evil than him. Just outside our top 3 most evil, it's the Mad Doctor himself, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, better known as Eggman. It should be pretty self-explanatory why he's so low. Eggman has been scheming to take over the world and steal the Chaos Emerald since 1991. In real time anyway, I don't know about chronologically. He also kidnaps animals from their homes and stuffs them inside robot shells, which is kinda dark if you think about it. But the big bad of the series does have some good qualities. Eggman may be evil, but he has helped save the world before in games such as Sonic Lost World. After all, he can't rule the world if there's no world to rule. Next, we have Metal Sonic, one of the most iconic villains in the franchise. Now you may be thinking, doesn't this break Rule 2? Metal Sonic has free will. It's been 100% confirmed. He goes on his own quest in Sonic 4. He betrays Eggman in Sonic Heroes. It's a fact. With that out of the way, why is he so low? Well, this is mostly because of his unhealthy obsession with killing Sonic. However, this never works out for him because...
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you, since I know everything you're going to do! Strange, isn't it? Yeah!
Anyway, although killing Sonic was his original purpose of creation, he was given many opportunities to do other things with his, life. But he always goes back to his attempts at Hedgehog homicide. Most people will agree his lowest point was in Sonic Heroes, where he betrays his master and attempts to make all life forms bow to him. He also kind of does a similar thing in the IDW comics, but I'm not sure if those are canon. Let's just move on. I really don't want to spend too long on this next one, so let's get it out of the way. The Deadly Six deserve this spot because they're evil and destructive. They captured Tails and tried to roboticize him, and also taunted Sonic with the new partially robotic Tails. But then it turns out they were all stupid idiots and their plan didn't work. Zavok, Zaz, and Zik are really the only ones who are really deserving of this spot, and even that's a stretch, so I'm just going to move on. Next, we have another group, all 5 of whom violate rule number 1. But they're from Sonic Mania, which is the best Sonic game of all time. Change my mind. Anyway, I consider them evil because of their lack of loyalty. In a cutscene early in Sonic Mania, Eggman takes the Phantom Ruby that they stole earlier, angering the Heavies and starting a battle for the Ruby that lasts all the way to the very end of the game. It only escalates from there, and it ends up with Heavy King fighting against Eggman and Sonic at the same time in an epic climactic battle. Anyway, let's move on. Approaching more neutral but still kinda evil characters, we have Chaos, the water-mutated Chao. Chaos is an antagonist in Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast, but this is partially because he was trapped inside the Master Emerald for thousands of years. He seeks the Chaos Emeralds to become perfect chaos and wreak havoc upon the city. However, his plans are thwarted by Sonic's use of the Chaos Emerald's positive energy. Afterwards, Chaos is calmed down by Sonic, and although he stops his destruction, he doesn't really do much good in return afterwards. The fact that he never really helps out Team Sonic later on is what keeps him from being any higher up. Gerald Robotnik, the creator of Shadow the Hedgehog, is next. Gerald was once a brilliant scientist, attempting to invent a cure for his sick granddaughter Maria, who I'll get to later on the list. However, his descent into insanity began when Maria was fatally shot in the back before the events of the Sonic series games.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Eventually, he became so unstable that he wanted to destroy the human race and had to be executed. Gerald has one of the most tragic stories of any character in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, and due to his love of Maria, along with not really being in his right mind, I just can't put him any lower. Orbot and Cubot, Eggman's incompetent robotic minions, are next. And no, this doesn't break Rule 2, because they have been shown to make their own decisions, mostly Orbot. Orbot and Cubot don't really do much for the plot. They're just there when Eggman needs someone to talk to while repairing or building his newest robot. Because Orbot doesn't really show as much loyalty to anyone as Cubot, and he finds his master's failures funny, I'd call him a bit closer to the evil side than his square brother/friend. Just above Orbot and Cubot is another Eggman robot, E-123 Omega. Omega is a chaotic force that represents the strength of Team Dark. He seeks revenge on Dr. Eggman for abandoning him. After all, why should the strongest robot of all be stuck with a hedgehog babysitting job? His preferred method of achieving his goals, including his revenge on Eggman, is violence. Because he never really tries to solve anything peacefully and leaves a trail of destruction wherever he goes, Omega is placed on the lower end of the list. Staying with the theme of anti-heroes working as part of Team Dark, Rouge the Bat is next. At this point, we're definitely moving up to neutral characters and not just evil ones. However, there's a reason Rouge is below other characters. She's a thief who's not above using her looks and charm to get what she wants. One of her lesser-known traits is her physical strength. No one really talks about it, but her kicks can match strong attacks even from Knuckles. And Knuckles is literally known for being the strong guy. Although she does help the heroes out quite often, I believe Rouge is deserving of the spot due to being a bit shady, to say the least. Next is the Chaotix Detective Agency, consisting of Vector the Crocodile, Charmy Bee, and Espio the Chameleon. This group helps Sonic and friends on multiple occasions, such as in Sonic Forces and Sonic Heroes. If I had to rank them from the most good to the least good, I would say Espio is the most good and Vector is the least good, leaving Charmy in the middle. Shadow the Hedgehog is smack in the middle of the list, which is fitting for one of the most recognizable anti-heroes of all time. Shadow has done his fair share of good deeds, but with a name like Shadow, it can't be all good. In Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow misinterprets Maria's final wish and tries to destroy humanity. This can be seen in a few ways. You might think that his loyalty to his late friend is a good thing, but destroying an entire race just because one person told him to isn't exactly the best thing to do. However, he does redeem himself, and he helps save the world multiple times after. For the first definitely good character, we have Blaze the Cat, Guardian of the Soul Emeralds and Princess of the Soul Dimension. Blaze is a bit lower than some other heroes due to her cold exterior towards the beginning of Sonic Rush, her debut game. Afterwards, though, she becomes a great friend and valuable asset to Sonic and others. Right after Blaze is someone who, unlike Sonic, does not chuckle. He'd rather flex his muscles. I'm talking about Knuckles the Enchilada. Knuckles has had quite the history with Sonic. First, he was an antagonist in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. But at the end of Sonic's story, we find out Knuckles was tricked by Dr. Eggman into trying to stop Sonic. He's a little gullible. However, his intentions truly are good. Knuckles doesn't want the Chaos Emeralds to fall into the wrong hands, and he wants to protect the last thing that his tribe gave him, the Master Emerald. Although he can be stupid at times, his intentions and actions to make things right are what cement his spot here. Entering the top 10 most good, we have a tie between Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel. Mighty and Ray are among the lesser-known characters, but they definitely deserve this spot. Mighty and Ray have helped Sonic on more than one occasion, such as in Sonic Mania Plus and Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. Mighty in particular is a pacifist and doesn't like hurting anyone. Ray is almost as pacifistic as Mighty. They also both like nature and wildlife, making them great for stopping Eggman's plans that rely on badniks. Next, we have Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic 06. Although he was an antagonist in his first appearance, Silver quickly redeemed himself. Even when he was against Sonic, it was because he had been manipulated into thinking Sonic was the cause of Crisis City's barren future. So he only really wants to save his hometown. He also really cares for his friends, especially Blaze. All in all, I think Silver is deserving of this spot. I don't have much to say about Big the Cat, which is fitting because Big doesn't say much himself. He has a kind heart and doesn't really mean any harm. He cares about his pet frog and doesn't really do much other than fish. However, because he does work with Amy and Cream in Sonic Heroes and helps stop Metal Sonic, I think he's good enough to take this spot. From one member of Team Rose to another, we have the Sonic fangirl Amy. Amy is a little weird. She follows Sonic around a lot and has tried to get him to marry her, despite him not liking her romantically at all. It may seem a little creepy, but Amy has some good qualities too. She genuinely does care for Sonic and has helped him on multiple occasions. She's also more intelligent than people give her credit for, leading the Resistance through Sonic Forces and the IDW comics that may or may not be canon. Although not everything about her is good, I think Amy has a good enough heart that she deserves this spot. E102 Gamma from Sonic Adventure is a fan-favorite character. In a way, he's also the older brother of Omega. So why is an Eggman robot so high on the list? Well, first there's the minor good things he's done, such as befriending Amy and deciding to stop Eggman in his debut game. But the real reason he's so high is because of his final action that led up to his death. Gamma decides to let himself die to free the bird trapped inside of him. This is easily the most heroic thing any of Eggman's creations have done in a mainline game, and one of the saddest deaths in the entire series. Entering the top 5 most good characters, we have Miles Prower, better known as Tails. Tails is the sidekick of Sonic the Hedgehog, and one of the first major characters to be introduced, the third in case anyone's counting. Tails has been there since almost the very beginning, and he doesn't have a bad bone in his body. He helped Sonic through most of the zones in Sonic 2, got him onto the Wing Fortress, and saved Sonic from falling to his death. This is all just in his debut game. The worst thing he's done is act cowardly in the more recent game, and that's the writer's fault, not his. Just next to the podium of good is Tikal of the Knuckles clan. Tikal is a kind, pacifistic echidna who only wishes to protect the Chow and the Master Emerald. In Sonic Adventure, Tikal gives tips to the player throughout the game. She also stays friends with Chaos after he destroys Station Square, showing her forgiving side. The only thing keeping her back is that the final 3 characters have done just a bit more good than her. The Bronze Medal of Good belongs to our main hero, Sonic the Hedgehog. Do I even need to explain why he's so high? Sonic has saved the world, galaxy, entire timeline, and possibly universe on multiple occasions, whether he's alone, like in Sonic 4, or with friends, like in Sonic Heroes. Even after collecting the Chaos Emeralds, he never abuses his power, and even returns the emeralds to the sky. In terms of flaws, Sonic really doesn't have many. He can be a bit cocky and reckless at times, but he's serious when necessary, and always gets the job done. But that begs the question, who could possibly be more good than the main hero? The Silver Medal of Good has to go to Cream the Rabbit. Cream is very polite, referring to everyone as Mr. or Mrs., even those who don't ask her to. Cream believes there is good in everyone and doesn't like fighting, a common theme amongst those this high up on the list. In addition to her manners, Cream is very heroic. She helped defeat Metal Sonic in Sonic Heroes, gives Sonic rings in one of the missions of Sonic Generations, and helps stop Eggman in Sonic Advance 2. Cream is one of the kindest and most heroic characters in the Sonic universe, cementing her spot here on the list. However, just beating out Cream in terms of morality is our Gold Medal of Good recipient, Maria Robotnik. Really, it was an easy pick. Despite having died before the events of the games, Maria is still very much a hero. She was kind and friendly, befriending Shadow on the space colony Ark. However, where she really shines is in her final moments during Gun's raid on the Ark. Gun kills many of the people on the Ark, and Maria, not wanting Shadow to get hurt, locks him in an escape pod, despite the fact that the Gun soldiers are right behind her and armed. She sacrificed her life so Shadow could escape. If Maria isn't deserving of the gold medal, I don't know who is. If you somehow disagree with my ranking Maria as the most good, explain in the comments if you dare.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
But wait, the video's not over yet. Here's some characters I wanted to rank but didn't, and why. First off, I wanted to include Light Gaia, aka Chip, on this list, with either the Silver or Gold Medal of Good. However, I couldn't bring myself to put in Chip without the Dark Gaia. Speaking of which, I didn't include Dark Gaia because it breaks Rule 2. As far as I know, Dark Gaia is a mindless beast, similar to Iblis from Sonic 06. Even if it was on the list, I couldn't rank it too low because it didn't decide to be the Dark Force. And finally, I kind of wanted to put in Marine the Raccoon and Styx the Badger, but I realized this was a long list already, so I decided against it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to spin attack the like button, homing attack the subscribe button, and drop dash into the notification bell. If you disagree with the rankings, you can spin dash over to the comments section. Have a great day, and this is J Renzo 10 signing off.